Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to embellish a metal locket using Vintaj Patina. So I have a locket here, and what I wanted to do was just add a little pop to it because it's got this beautiful floral design on the front, and you can actually see by looking on the inside that beautiful design. You can just see how it's etched on that nice beautiful front like that. So what I wanted to do is I just wanted to find a way to add just a little pop of color. So what I've chosen for today is I'm going to be using the Vintaj Patina, and today I'm going to be using the Cobalt. We do have a lot of colors of this, so this is actually a really wonderful way to personalize a locket. Let's say you know someone who has a favorite color and you're giving this as a gift. Be sure to check out our line of Vintaj Patinas. All right, so I'm using an antique brass locket for this, and I've brought out some chain, some jump rings, and a lobster clasp, because not only am I going to show you how to add the color, I'm actually going to finish off the necklace as well. So I have an original one here just because I want you to kind of see a before and after. So this will be my before, so I'm just going to set that one aside. And this one we are going to be working with. Now, as far as tools go, once we complete our necklace, we're going to need a couple of pairs of chain nose pliers. I have a bent chain nose and a regular chain nose. And if you need to shorten your chain, you're going to need a pair of flush cutters. But the only tool that you're going to need is a paintbrush and some paper towels for our patina. All right, so let me move some of my tools out of the way here. And I have a little sticky pad here. This is just where I'm going to put my patina. You can just put it on your work surface. I have my work surface protected here, but however you like to use it. Sometimes I just like to do it because it's easy cleanup. All right, so Vintaj Patina is a permanent fast drying paint. So we are going to be working quickly, and the great thing is what you're going to see is I'm going to paint it on and then quickly wipe it off so that it only ends up in those grooves there. So to begin, just give it a little shake. Just mix up that color. And then I'm going to go ahead and add it to my sticky paper here. And you know, you don't need a lot, so just a couple of drops here will be just fine. You can always add more later. Make sure to close that up and set it aside. All right, so I'm going to keep mine open. It just gives my thumb a little spot to grip it on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit of color onto my paintbrush. Now you don't want to do too much at once because you can build the color. So we're going to come over here and we're just going to start dabbing it into those grooves. And you kind of want to get it nice and filled up and make sure that it's really going into those grooves there. And we're going to do a little portion at a time here, getting to the sides there, making sure it gets all over, and just making sure it kind of gets in there. And now what you're going to see happen is I'm going to wipe away some of it, and some of it is going to be left in those grooves there. So you can just kind of see that happen. Now if you can just, give me a second, there we go. So now you can see that that blue is inside there, so it's almost like those etchings are now blue. Okay, so we took off a good amount of that patina. So we're just going to kind of repeat that all the way around. And again, this is really easy to just build up the color. So if you wanted to go back over some of those spots, let's say, you know, it just didn't quite get in there or didn't, you know, you rubbed off too much, you can just always go back and just build that color up again. All right, in fact, I'm going to go over some of this over here. And you can see it start to dry. You don't want to let it sit for too long. You can see that I'm working fairly quickly here. You probably need a couple paper towels to complete the whole thing here. Yep, come on. All right. So you can see that it's coming off just the front, and I'm not rubbing it too hard, just like so. All right, so that's what sort of half of it looks like. So I'm going to continue to do the other half here and get a little bit more of that patina in there. And this, like I said, is a really fun way to just add a little extra personalization, a little pop of color to a locket. And you can actually do this technique with any type of filigree. So this is actually really, really fun to do, and it's so easy. All right. Now I'm trying to not get it onto the back here, so I'm just being a little bit more careful as I'm wiping it away towards the edge. All right. And one last little section here. And if you wanted to, you can do different colors. You know, patina, we also have a black and a white, so you can actually lighten a color. So let's say you really like this blue, you just don't want it to be so bright. You can add a little bit of white to it and it'll make it a little bit more of a sky blue. So you can do that as well. So you can really mix up your colors. Let's say you wanted to, you know, paint that flower in there, a pink, and then the rest of it a nice sort of green. You can do that too. All right, so let's see if I miss any spots here. And I did wipe up maybe a little too much at the top here, so I'm just going to go over that one more time. Just at the top there. There we go. All right, and we are all done with our patina. So just to kind of show you again, just the A-B of what we started with and what it looks like now, it really is a completely different piece, which I love. I think it adds just so much to it, just being able to add a little color into those lines. All right, so we're gonna set this aside. And now I'm gonna show you really quickly how to finish off a locket. All right, so I have some jump rings here, and these are 4mm jump rings. And the easiest part is that we're just gonna take it in our bent nose pliers here. You can also use 2 pairs of chain nose pliers or a chain nose and a round nose. But just get it there and then just gently give it a nice little twist to open it. And we're gonna slip it on. And then we're gonna take our chain here. Now I wanted a nice long necklace, so I have about 3 feet of chain here. So I'm just gonna slip that on so that it sits, so that it can free flow on the chain, and close that up, making sure we get a nice closure. So now I have one side here, and I'm just going to open up my jump ring, slip it onto the last link of the chain, and close that up. And then come over here to the other side, take one last jump ring, giving it that little twist, slipping it onto the last link of this side, and adding a little lobster clasp. And just close that up. And now we are done with our necklace. So that is how easy it is to do this and add a little bit of patina there. Slip on our little lobster. There we go. And we have our lovely little necklace. So you can add some more embellishment. Let's say you wanted to do something else. You wanted to add some beads going up. You can do this with all kinds of chain, just whatever you desire. So there you have it. So it goes from this to this with a little bit of vintage patina. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can find all of these supplies and even more by heading over to Beadaholique.com.